name everything whenever. You know what I'm saying? Probably, obviously after the recording. You know what I'm saying? And I did go ahead and line some shit up for everybody. Thanks. So you know, I had to get to that like real quick. I'm saying I ain't trying to waste too much time on like, you know, anything really. So hetero activity, I'm not sure, pretty much maybe extra phrase sonics or extra phrase visuals. We'll figure it out. But real quick though.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
I do not know this channel, right? I don't know who this is. Nice to meet. Wait, hold on. Let me just fix my little situation right here, right? Y'all knowing shit don't feel, you know what I'm saying? Natural. It's not it. You know what I mean? Hold on. I think I just gotta expand this on some shit. Wait. Am I seeing? Oh my god. Am I seeing things properly? Why is it so hot? Wait. Oh, okay, there we go. It was half the screen. Now I chopped it up for no reason. I gotta bring it back down. My bad. Okay, cool. So, as I was saying, never met this creator. Shout out to you two for, you know, suggesting, you know what I'm saying, new creators to me. You know what I mean? Never seen this. Shoe on head. Okay, cool. One of them. So she's bringing to our awareness the idea, or the reality rather, of female gooners. You know what I'm saying? Let's hear it out.
What am I reading, you ask? Well, just one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now. With millions of sales and almost 20,000 5-star reviews, this book has been absolutely blowing up, especially on TikTok, or Book Talk, as the kids call it. Thousands and thousands of women, in particular, have been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course. A popular romance novel about a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts an OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
That's right, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
If this book is
just the
trash,
title itself,
then I am a f***ing raccoon. Give me all of the garbage.
Get your eyeballs on this, because it is so good.
Does it teach y'all about like milking yourselves?
To inform you that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss. And that epidemic is female gooners.
I'm reading what I read.
Now, for those of you unaware, gooner is internet slang for someone addicted to porn. And smut is slang for dark romance novels, otherwise known as porn. Many correct about the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their lives and their relationships, and most men know the material they consume is weird. That is why they are ashamed of it. That is why they delete their browser history. That is why they go incognito mode. But these bitches freaks out here. They display their smut openly in bookstores. They proudly pose in front of their smut collections. They discuss their smut openly on TikTok. They go to smut conventions and get choked out by
Oh no, so I guess the whole standard to this whole thing is that if you're a guy and you know you got the corn addiction, you know what I mean? Like you got the starch addiction, you're just like addicted to corn. You know what I mean? It's something to be ashamed of, but like as females, I guess the females are setting a standard for themselves. You know what I'm saying? The whole, you know, probably their standard is just like being unashamed of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like being unapologetic of this corn tendency, of the tendency to gravitate towards corn related you know, ideas or whatever, be it through fictional storytelling or real life, you know what I'm saying, getting on them sites and getting to work, you know, through not safe for work type content. Come on with
9-foot-tall shirtless Wendigos. Now, I know what you are thinking. Shu, isn't this the pot calling the kettle degenerate? Yes. Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one? You see, women are strange, fascinating creatures. For centuries, men have tried to figure us out. Our mood is affected by the tides and the moon. We bleed for 5 days and don't die. By painting my face, I can instantly shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are truly mysterious, magical creatures. But one of the most mysterious aspects of women to men is our sexuality. You see, us women are not like those disgusting moids. No, we are sophisticated. We are evolved. We don't watch videos of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. No, we read about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. It's different, okay? You don't understand. It's okay when we do it. So,
that's what I'm saying. What kind of standard is that? Yo!
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance on TikTok and the recent dark romance convention that ended in disaster. Let's take a break from all this depressing political news and talk about something silly. Not that those political things aren't important, trust me, they are. You should be keeping up with politics and the news when you can. I know it can be difficult to do, but fear not. I have an app for that. So before we get into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to our sponsor, Ground News. Ground to give and instead divided about how I have been given the Nobel, which is the or use the QR, right? So let's get back to the video. Book Talk is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it has absolutely destroyed the hobby of literature and just flooded it with absolute slop. Spicy slop. You see, books on TikTok are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are. No, they are rated by the spice. And what does spice mean? Porn.
Content.
It means porn. Spice level is very important to book talkers. How much spice does a book have? What are the spiciest books they have ever read? How spicy is the book they're currently reading? Spice.
So spice strictly means corn, like that's it. Not like maybe, you know, gory stuff, or like spice is just like pure sexual stuff.
The spiciest book going viral on Book Talk lately is none other than Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascasta. Violet is a typical down on—
Why does that look— Man, come on. Is that a beast with a human being on the cover? Okay, I see the level of, you know, freakiness here. It might be, you know, that other form of just degeneracy that rhymes with bestiality. I'm pretty— Yo, that's what it's giving. Like, just the cover? Oh my gosh.
On her luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated, and drowning in debt. Oh my god! She's just like me! On the verge of moving into her parents' basement, when a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek. She has no choice but to grab it with both hands.
Grab what?
Morning Glory Farm offers full-time hours, full
Is she grabbing an animal's— what I think she's grabbing?
Benefits and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is
animals.
Grade A certified prime beef.
Oh my god. Oh no. If I had the soundboard, I'd do the Astro Dior. Jesus! Oh, bro, come on. How disgusting do you gotta— how disgusting can you get? You telling me they beating off animals? Animal meat?
Oh god. With the manly, meaty endowments to— okay.
Morning Glory Milking Farm is actually a
God, look at the— bro, look at the cover, bro. They talking about milking cows, but— well, milking bulls. Yeah, let me put it that way. They talking about milking the bull. Because the cow, you— obviously the cow you milk, but the male beast, the male. How do you milk that? Do your homework. If you could put that— you can put that 2 and 2 together. I mean, I feel sorry for us at this point. I ain't gonna lie. This is crazy. Oh my god.
Critique of late-stage capitalism and toxic masculinity. In this text, we see that the tingling sensation in her is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
What?
This is every fucking breadtube video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I actually read the book myself and
She devil's advocated that. She devil's advocated the fuck out of that.
abolished. So, like I said, the story is basically this millennial named Violet, and she gets a job basically working at
farm.
Big Pharma in
Oh my-
Narnia,
oh.
where they harvest Minotaur milk.
How down bad do you have to be, bro? She probably came from an environment where, you know what I'm saying, ain't shit going on in her life, but I'm saying nothing but like corn fantasies and everything like that. So you know what I'm saying, nobody wanted her, nobody wanted to you know what I'm saying, partake of nothing that she got going on, you know, partake of any of her lady parts, let alone probably take her out. So she was just so down bad, probably in the basement, in her grandmother's basement or something. You know what I'm saying? Then she went out to go get a job at this farm in spot where she found the perfect opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Bull meat. Huh? Bull meat. Glazing off a bull, bro. What the heck? What? Playing with a bull. Come on, bro. Milking the bull. How down bad do you have to be, bro? You even just probably got this job. She probably did this thing like 2 weeks into the job. What?
Milk to make Viagra for human males. And I read the whole thing. Probably gonna be put on some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay? I'm not out here like selling feet pics or something. What I do is far more dignified and normal. Now let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote. Let's see. Big dick and balls.
Ah.
At one point she says the term, and I quote,
Oh, you gotta be so close to this gooner text.
the seam of his sack. So I'm reading this and the whole time I'm thinking like, okay, he probably has like a human head, right? He probably like looks something like this, like, you know, just a dude with like horns. Then I see the official artwork. That's a cow. Bro is a cow. Bro is a straight up cow. In a few parts they're being intimate.
No, but if chick, if it's a cow, that means it got the titties, right? That means it got the milky things. But you know, we're not talking cow because we talking D-I-C-K of the wildebeest. So the you know the dick, you know what I'm saying? That's from the bull, because you can't really milk a bull. You can just like, you know, bust out the semen. That's how you milk a bull. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a cow, it's a female. You know what I mean? So I don't think that lady that was employed in that farm in the story, you know, I don't think she was, you know, gooning off off a female cow, because a female cow is just like titties. It's like what she herself has already. So that's not, you know, that's not interesting. So I would imagine it's a bull. So literally, you know, damn, why am I doing the motion? You know, when you gotta take the bull's thing out, like it's covered by all that foreskin that's inside the foreskin, so you gotta literally, right? I would imagine that's what it was.
And it will be like, his hooves clip-clopped. My hooves will tear up your sheets. And it's like, I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him. And I swear to God, it was more disgusting than anything else described in this book. She's like describing how big and wide his mouth is and how big and like slimy his tongue is. She's like describing this shit and you're just like,
yes, it's a little like bull, bro.
That's a cow. I mean, we are at a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here. This is dangerous.
Because if it's a cow, it's technically a female. Hold on, bro. Let's make this distinction, bro. Let me get my nigga co-pilot. Wait, what's the name of the book again? Let me see the name of this book real quick. Morning Glory and the Milkman, right? That's the name of the book. Morning Glory and the Milkman. Let me see. Oh, Milking Farm. Morning Glory Milking Farm. Okay, cool. Morning Glory Milking Farm. Tell me something about. Okay. Yo, co-pilot.
Welcome back, Sizway. Absolutely, Sizway. Fifi Cooper is still active
No,
in
no,
the
no,
music
no,
scene.
no, no, wait. What is what is the book Morning Glory Milking Farm? What's that about?
The book Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascosta is about Violet, a millennial in debt who takes an unconventional job at a farm, milking minotaurs for pharmaceutical purposes.
What is
The
a
book
minotaur?
explores-
What is a minotaur? Is it a cow or a bull?
A minotaur is a mythical creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull. It's not a cow, but rather a hybrid that combines human and bull features, mostly depicted in...
Okay, so human and bull features. So she was this millennial, I think, right? Violet. She was milking a minotaur. Right?
Yes, that's right. In Morning Glory Milking Farm, Violet takes a job where she milks minotaurs, which is indeed an unconventional twist. The book mixes fantasy elements with contemporary life.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're well.
So it's bull, ladies and gentlemen. Like,
It's
hold on.
actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
Because, I mean, it wouldn't make sense.
Dangerous territory.
Look, it wouldn't make sense for it to be a cow because she's a gooner, this Violet woman or girl. Well, yeah, right? She's a gooner, so it means she you know, she wants to get her lady parts active, but she just can't. So she's just addicted to this corn to a point where she sees it fit to, you know, go do the animals wherever has the opportunity to be in an environment where there's animals, right? That's crazy. But then now, obviously, if you're like a gooner on that level, you would prefer the sexual organs of the opposite gender, because those are the ones selected by nature that could like please you, you know, better, or those are the ones that are designed to please you, like naturally, like you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why this is hard to talk about and just articulate, but so that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't make sense. It would make her gay if she would goon a cow, because a cow is the female version of the thing. You know what I'm saying? So we need to think the hetero. You know what I'm saying? Unless my boy co-pilot is wrong. Now either one of you is cap, but it's literal bulls.
Slimy his tongue is. She's like describing the shit, and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean, we are at a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here. This is dangerous territory, folks. She also f***ers his ass. She f***ers the cow's ass. By the way, if you want an uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to Patreon, become a like how in this fantasy world student loans still exist. Like we can imagine a world.
She probably gave the cow a rim job. Oh hell. Ooh. Ha. Bro, the author of this thing gotta be the one questioned here. She's probably into that category I was talking about. The one that rhymes with T-striality. No. Because for you to come up and author and, you know what I'm saying, this kind of like book and content and, you know, written content, you have to be imagining it. And for you to be imagining it, it has to be living in your mind. This is clear Eastiality, bro. Facts. What are we talking about? Goddamn.
With minotaurs and humans in a relationship, but we can't imagine a world without student loans. Sad. Oh, and he has one of those bull rings, like the nose ring theory septum rings. And in this world, that means like you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a...
You see what I'm saying? So if we're talking about a man cow, bro, it's a bull, bro. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
A cow ex-wife. The lore is deep, folks. The funniest part, though, has to be when they go on...
Like, you know what? I'm gonna sweep it under the rug because even like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of like gives paradoxical, a paradoxical effect, because you're talking about two things that don't match with one another. You're saying the man is divorced, the cow is divorced. But if the cow is a man cow, if the cow is a male cow, it's a bull. But you know what? It seems like you're gonna use this reference like this incorrectly throughout the whole video. So, it's not like it's a live video where you can correct that, but it's really standing out. But you know what? Let me just leave it alone for the sake of the, you know what I mean? But okay, interesting. Okay, so giving the centaur, right? Is it called centaur?
On a date, I
A rim job? What?
need to just read this to you. When the bill arrived, she attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not happening. Put that away. She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half. What kind of feminist are you? She asked herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and hadn't paid for her half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half the other night and shouldn't have. Violet. If the commanding rumble of his voice hadn't silenced her. The heat of his hand dropping to her knee would've. I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards. Your comfort is the only thing that counts right now. And if I overstep, I want you to know you can tell me so. But that's not happening. Don't think I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again, you can tell me to stop coming to the farm.
Wait, let me zoom in on this. Wait. Is that what? CM Costa. Hold on. CM, right? MC? No, CM. Let me do this. CM Nascosta. CM Nascosta. Yo, CM Nascosta, bro. Like, I'm questioning some shit. Wait, CM Nascosta. Bro, I'm questioning this. Is it a lady? Hold on. Oh my god. That's a lady, right? Wait. Or is it a faceless author? I mean, yeah, faceless. I'm questioning that, bro. Because for you to come up with an idea like this book right here, you have to be imagining this stuff, like on some real life stuff. And for people to be like into this with you know what I'm saying? That makes me quit. And this video is, you know, it's claiming that a whole lot of women are into this. Come on, bro. We have a society of like people that are cool with you know what I'm saying? Animals? Man, come on. This, like, I'm really scared now.
Farm when you're working.
I'm really terrible.
It's dinner, not a down payment of your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at that moment that he would have appreciated a blowjob, she would have fallen face first on his cock with an open mouth without a shred of hesitation. Inside every woman, there are two wolves. Or two bulls. The strong, independent girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife. And in the presence of a masculine man, or a farm animal, she will fold like a lawn chair and—
a farm animal. What?
Instantly return to factory settings.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone, so when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
What the hell does that
Aisle
mean?
5. So that's what I thought of it. But what did other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book? This book has a 4.1 on Amazon with 21,000 ratings and a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000 ratings. Let's just read some random ones here. Hear me out. Hear me out. A milking good time. Sweet and creamy. The spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just going to be—
spice talk is
the
crazy.
plot is pretty good. The plot? Please, this is like the new I read Playboy for the articles. Like, Sure you do. This book could kill a Victorian child. 5 stars, I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now. So that happened. Our eyes will never see the gates of heaven. 1 star, not a helpful guide. This book failed to teach me how to milk a cow and now my family has no food for the winter. 1 star, accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation. Gave this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas. You what? Lesai. Why can't human males be more like this? Tall, rich, and handsome are no longer enough, boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot tall creature from Greek mythology with a 13-inch dick. I never want to hear from another person about how they read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming. Well, Ronald, man detected, this isn't for you. This is for women. So take your ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the f you watch.
Imagine taking this kind of degeneracy serious and then actually manifest in reality. Imagine the offspring that would come from like a bull and a human female.
That is so morally superior.
Sorry to even paint that imagery to y'all, bro, but bro, how are people into this stuff, dog? How?
Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless America. It's great to live in a country where I can casually enjoy cozy erotica about a young woman who milks her way to financial security and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully enjoy it before the Supreme Court takes this right away next. If this is what freedom looks like, I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie. Maybe we should have less of it. All I know is if Donald Trump takes the monster porn, we are going to—
Bro, I'm surprised you find it funny, bro. Facts, buddy.
Bullcock matters. Oh my god. Edit that out. Editor, edit that out. Women are gonna be picking up Animal Farm now, like, where's the horse cock? Some of you people owe a certain streamer an apology because this book has way too many 5 stars.
Bro, somebody get that monster out of her hand, bro.
Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon has given me a few interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them? I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my orc enemy, main of my existence. The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orcs. Hoarded by the dragon. There's something about dragons. Getting it on with gargoyles. Gotten by the gator. Mated to the mountain bear. Oh, so this is why they chose the bear. The billionaire orc. Moth manager. Wolves and whipped cream. The wolf in my tavern. Pounded by produce. Oh, are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance and sci-fi books, and so I think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature. So the first book that I would like to introduce you to is called Morning Glory Milking Farm. And it's not a normal milking farm like with cows. What it is it's big, bulky minotaurs, and it's a special type of milking.
See, honey, she's his stepsister, and she got stuck in the washing machine again. Women on TikTok are openly, proudly talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it. I hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok. Best-selling romantasy books like A Court of Thorns and Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex. I feel like that's common knowledge, if not their primary purposes. But in recent months, book talk has become full of men clutching their pearls while reacting to steamy scenes from these popular female-centered books. Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God. Over 90% of men between the ages 16 and 73 watch porn in any
Bro, this defies the laws of physics and God.
Shocked.
This book?
What they are gawking at is sex from the perspective of female desire, scenes that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes. In one—
This Narcostas, the human being, is a very questionable human, if it's even a human. I pray it's AI. I hope it's AI that's been like generating or authoring just female degeneracy type imagery kind of books.
Sitting around, drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch. That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just funny, okay? Like, it's funny. Are we really going to pretend that a story about a young woman getting a job milking mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny? It's funny. If that makes me a sexist, misogynist, You got me. To act like you are so different and above the other Gooners is just, it's silly. I'm sorry, but you are no different than Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12. You're sitting there all high and mighty, one hand on the book, acting like you're—
Okay, look. I feel like we can put a threshold to where, like, yo, this corn stuff is just inhumane. It's just reached the point where it's inhumane. Look, I get the fact that, bro, not every human being is going to, especially like with the kids that are being produced today. Listen to me. I want y'all to listen, you know, pay close attention. Not every child that gets born today is going to develop into human beings that have, you know, the social capacity, you know, to approach somebody that's of the opposite sex, right? So that they can experience things like sex, right? When they become of age, of course, and when they develop into those kind of human beings, where it's like, oh, I have to satisfy this curiosity of mine. Huh? Why not? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, it's like, not every human being is going to be capable of doing that. Like, so expect, like, why I'm saying especially these days is because we have a whole lot of human beings that are just developed into like antisocial people, and you know what I'm saying, trajectories of life and careers where it's like you can literally be existing in a reality where you don't, you know, interact with people, and you know, as a result it becomes okay for you to just be an isolated person. You feel what I'm saying? You work from home, you gym from home, you everything, you know what I'm saying, you always online talking about, that's how I'm trying to get social and connect. So a world that makes that okay, obviously a generation of people that are going to be socially awkward when it's time to be social, that's going to be the result, right? So it's like, as a result, then we're not going to have people who are going to want to go to each other one-on-one. That's why I hate the fact that I'm admitting the fact that that's where corn can help those people out. It's like, yo, just to, you know what I'm saying? Yo, just to get the pressure out. Bust that pressure out. And then I'm back to my isolation. For example, right? It's like you get somebody maybe, for example, who thinks like that. And then being like, okay, I get why you're into corn. But we talking human on human, bro. Now, when we now creating books like this, what does this make you imagine? Wildebeest on human, blah. It's like, okay, oh, if this was probably like regular BBC action on BBW, like whatever kind of, you know what I'm saying, be as graphic as you want, blah blah blah. It's just that would have its own market. That would be like corn fantasy type. That's like, but like we talking, bro, as she said in this video, bro, things that defy physics and God, bro. Why would you want to make any human being imagine or have you know, a picture in their head of wildebeest on human sexual action? That's degeneracy on like the highest form, bro. Like, what? Come on. If hell is not created for human beings like this, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. That's why I'm like, yo, I pray that this better be AI author, an AI sort of author. Just, you know, some sort of like AI, whatever, platform, you know, system, whatever, that just like churns out novels, fantastical novels, and gosh, you know what I'm saying? By just a glitch of, I don't know, but just like some glitch of the system, it just creates some bullshit like this, you know? Some bullshit like bestiality. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And even for that to be the case and for it to be approved, to be published to people, is sickening. It's crazy, dog. Nah, bro. Like, if we had to choose a lesser evil of the two, like human corn versus bestiality, like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's crazy, bro. With animals, dog. And this lady here is talking about people are into this stuff. Mainly women. What's that supposed to say about women? I don't know. Yo, I feel like, yo, study more of like the analytics. Let's study the race of women that are into these things. Let's start study, you know, the geographic locations of people that are into these things. But let's see like what kind of gene carry. Yeah, I said it. Let's see what gene carries this kind of degeneracy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
So superior because you can perfectly envision a horse spinning 360.
Listen to this language. A horse what? COCK? Man.
60 degrees in your mind. I'm not impressed. The scenes these men are reading, to many people, myself included, are insanely sexy. But purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't all that lurid. And as many of the comments on these videos point out, there's much wilder stuff out there. For example, these men have clearly not yet discovered knotting, a popular term in romantasy right now that involves werewolves whose penises get so swollen after sex they have to stay inside their partners until the swelling subsides. Oh, honey, that's not a popular trend in romantasy. That's just a thing real dogs do. Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what knotting is. What are these women reading, bro? What happened to that, like, stupid fucking corny Hallmark thing, going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy? What happened to that? We used to make fun of that. We truly did not know what we had until it was gone. Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Women are crazy. 50 Shades of Grey looks like missionary sex through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the shit the average woman on TikTok is reading. At least Christian Grey was a human man and not a fucking dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know,
it was a human man. So I'm saying this level of sexual addiction type degeneracy is crazy.
She's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls like going out clubbing and hooking up with random men. No, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket reading a book, except that book is about f***ing a half man, half bull. Let me let you in on a little secret. The quiet nerdy girl is way more of a freak than the average hoe.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not even close.
Hey, I second, I co-sign that. The quiet little, you know, teens. Hey, they be the wildest freaks behind them closed doors.
The average hoe might have a
facts.
body count of like 15 or so, but the quiet nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from
say that shit one more time.
Cthulhu. That is at least 100 bodies. Now listen, there's nothing inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay? There's nothing wrong with role play. You know, fiction is fiction, right? You know, you're not actually going to bang your stepsister, right? These women are not actually going to bang a cow.
They probably do.
Or at least I hope not. We all know there is a difference between fantasy and reality. Well, what?
They probably like so freaky they shove literal. Nah, let me not say it.
Bring fantasy into reality. Well, you get Sinners and Stardust.
Man, move on from this, bro.
What in the...
Now imagine how many babies are created at these kind of events, dog. Just because a motherfucker had that, like, Minotaur mask on. You know what I'm saying? No underwear whatsoever. You know, underneath that, like, drape looking ass cover from the waist down. You know what I'm saying? That drape from the waist down type cover type. They had no underwear on. You know what I'm saying? All night long, this nigga, you know what I'm saying, high off some Viagra. Some 6 pills, 6 tablets of that Viagra. You know what I'm saying? Just ready to bust into any, you know what I'm saying? Quiet little fantastical minded hoe, bruh. That they find. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers, bruh, probably dropped a couple babies in the night. These kind of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, get that bull head on your thing, bro, you'll get all kind of like nuts that you can bust inside of a, you know what I mean? Fantastical 304.
Eyes wide shut is going on here. Sinners and Stardust was supposed to be a dark romance ball for romantasy authors and fans alike. So what's the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make. This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know my good friend Animus. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend, he attended Sinners in Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick? Hello? Do we think it's okay to quite literally back him into a corner and
there's that too.
Touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman despite him repeatedly saying he wouldn't do that and you know that shit is fiction, and then attempt to follow him when he tries to get away? And if that wasn't enough, during the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an air tag was tracking him, which showed on his person all the way to his hotel room. They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety, and then they put a f***ing tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel. This poor guy dressed like a character in one of the romantasy books at this romantasy convention full of women. That is like throwing roast beef.
That's what I'm saying. So whoa, instead of the picture that I painted now a couple minutes ago, instead of that happening, there's a group of women that just stalked the man and what, probably sexually assaulted him, essayed him
into a pit of wolves, or in this case throwing a wolf into a pit of roast beef. I remember years ago there was this thing called cosplay is not consent. Basically it was a campaign to bring attention to the fact that people at conventions would often come up to women dressed in sexy costumes and just grope and grab them without
and then bust nuts inside of them
without their consent. Yeah, apparently we have to bring that back because these women didn't
and create all these degenerate children that are gonna come out these type of parents, right?
Not get the memo. I've been a furry for over a decade and attended a lot of fur cons. Sure, sometimes weird shit happens, but honestly I can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this. Like me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy. Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being freaks, you need to reflect. Something has gone horribly wrong. Not only were the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were also assaulted by women. Multiple women, including a performer, reported being assaulted there as well. Even an author there said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said no matter how many times she said no, quote, "My words did nothing." May I remind you, this is a book convention, okay? For books. Literal BDSM clubs are more respectful than this. There needs to be more studies on how this stuff affects women's brains, because clearly some are unable to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. Ivy Lipton, a doctoral candidate in human sexuality, actually wrote about this for EV magazine. I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human sexuality is, but she's hot, so I trust her. Your brain on orgasms isn't neutral. Dopamine release during climax is a powerful conditioning agent. What you repeatedly fantasize about becomes necessary for arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that. It's not empowerment, it's neuroplasticity at its darkest. Scientists, psychologists, and the general public often state that men are visual and women are emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image despite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in the mood. So it stands to reason that porn for men is visual and porn for women is in the mind. I'm not equating porn to smut novels, because one is a video of two people actually having real sex and the other is, well, just words on paper. I am, however, talking about the effect on the consumer. We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by gooners who don't want to give it up. But is reading smut bad? You might say,
it's just as bad.
Duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase, is reading smut harmful? Should we shame people for things that are wrong, immoral, or harmful? In my line of work, I've been
It's already shamed upon for people to be watching it, right?
Told many times that shame has no place in sex. But if I use my brain for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense. Incest should be shamed, bestiality should be shamed, pedophilia should be shamed. I'm not equating monster smut with these things, but there are 50 shades of gray, so to speak, along the spectrum of harmful. Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure with monsters, slavery, or sexual violence is not healthy. Basically, they're cooked. Like, women are cooked. They are frying their brains with this stuff. It's a pipeline, right? It's like the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You know,
Brain
you
rot
start
type.
watching Shoe on Head, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? You know, the alt-right pipeline. And this one's like, you're reading Morning Glory Milking Farm, and the next thing you know, you're Mrs. Hands, right? Just say no. Just say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular? Like, you rarely see the opposite, and when you do, it's just like a girl with cat ears and fangs, or like a 10-foot tall dommy mommy vampire with giant titties. Meanwhile, women are like, I want to f the pollution monster from Fern Gully. So people on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses. Why do you guys like monster romances? Asking for a friend. Several reasons. 1, human men are quite often terrible. Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but monsters just takes the fantasy bit further. 2, it's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with power.
It's like these kind of monsters, like these miniatures, like they can even be imagined, or the book can describe them to have, like, you know what I'm saying, like 20-inch COCKs, and you know what I'm saying? That might be seriously, like, sexually, you know what I'm saying, sensitizing to these gooner ass females. Like, what's up?
Escapism, minimal association to
That's
real life
interesting.
assholes,
That's
the
actually an
patriarchy,
interesting
misogyny,
revelation.
and oppression of women, etc., etc. Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. As a fat
Monsters
woman
less
of color,
dangerous?
modern, contemporary, and even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and just too realistic. And romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women/women of color.
Oh, now that's a big one. Nah, that's a big one. What? Attainable? Wait, a romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women of color. For fat women of color. In Monster Alien Romance, though, my size doesn't matter, and it's easier to get into the. Oh, this is probably a you know, an oversized woman of color that probably wrote this, right?
Monster Alien Romance.
Because it's like, yo, in her head, it's like, yo, oh, I get it. Like the you know, traditional way of getting romance, which would, like, obviously be the doorway to you getting some D, right? It's not attainable easily. You know what I'm saying? If you're like a woman of color. But then, you know what I'm saying?
Romance, though.
But then, you know what I mean? With, like, these books, like, it's up to your imagination, right? It's left all up to your imagination. So if you are my 1,000-pound life, or I mean my 600-pound life kind of size, you can still get it. Especially if the Senator thing, or what, Minotaur, my bad. The beast thing is like, it can go 25 inches long. We good. I'm sick of the men on Earth looking for some variety. So you need the monsters and the orcs, and you know what I'm saying? That's what? Okay, that's interesting. Like, it's a revelation.
That makes sense. Plus,
I never knew these kind of things.
Monsters have big.
And obviously, you know, I'm not supposed to know these. You know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to things. But goddamn, okay. Well then, just say that then. I'm saying, just say it then.
Submission, domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent. The women are like conquered and taken and overpowered by these monsters. And I think many of these women are reading these books containing monsters and not men because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern society.
In
but the truth is,
real society, in
women
reality.
still crave it. You see, the monsters in these stories have those, like, dominant masculine traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women desire without the problematic baggage human men bring, without being the men they hate or have been told to hate. It is the perfect guilt-free slop. But they don't just want a wild dominant man, they want to tame a wild dominant man. Similar to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. You can do it. It definitely won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go talk to her. With many women, there's this desire for, like, danger and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression. The desire to be that special woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice and he loves me. But honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I made about the anime girl in a wheelchair where men were saying, this is the average male fantasy, and a bunch of women were like, you wanna rape a disabled girl? When in reality, it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to protect and provide for a sweet woman and save her. This is like basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy. Men are seeing this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality, it's just to have a big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and save you. And like I said in that video, they are basically both the same fantasy. This is a tale as old as time, the princess being saved from the dragon by a knight in shining armor, whether the dragon be a wheelchair or student loans, you know? But in this case, the woman is being f***ed by the dragon and the knight sits in the corner and watches or something, I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. There are some hungers better starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my takeaway from this is the fact that, you know what? I don't know what kind of human women, you know what I'm saying, are going to come out of like the females and the women that are into this kind of thing. It's like, I don't know. Okay, cool. Let me just move right along from this, bro. Right here, CC, yay. This is why modern dating exhausting. It's very exhausting, but hey, I'm saying, but I'm familiar with C-Clear's work, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's valid. You know, some of the things, right? You're not gonna like everything from one person, right? Let's be real about things. So, but then this one, yeah, since it's you know, it's heteroactivity reaction right now. You know what I'm saying? I just saw the title and I was like, alright, let's line it up.
So I had recently gone out on a date, and what I picked. So I had recently gone out on a date.
Oh, okay, cool.
And what I picked up from that is that we as guys mostly think that the date starts on the day you see her of the date, but it actually starts with how you prepare for her. Like the actual date starts days, if not weeks, prior to you actually going out on a date. Like really.
This is about to it's giving chivalrous.
It's not about the effort, but the thought that's in it. Like, hear me out. Number one, pay for her nails before the date. Like, just a quick conversation to say, listen, do you need your nails done by Friday? And actually send her the money to get her nails done. Doing so shows that you're thinking ahead and that you're actually putting your foot down as a leader in a relationship. Number two, make a reservation, especially if you go into a proper restaurant. Put in a little bit more effort to actually tell the restaurant what's the occasion and any special requests that you have. Most of the time, they won't even charge you for those special requests. Number three, if you can, send her an Uber or offer to pick her up. This ensures a lot of things. That number one, she's safe, and number two, that she's valued. And also, she didn't have to worry about transport. You were just that guy to have it under control. Number four, buy her something to eat prior to the date. Just a little something.
What? Prior to the date? Like, isn't like a starter. Bro, I'm surprised that these kind of guys like exist, bro. Do you think this guy just did this for content? No, like literal people think like this in the country that you're in, buddy.
For her to hold on to
be honest.
You guys get to the date. That right there
this might have just been for content.
Number five, bring a small gift when you see her. It could be your favorite snack, some flowers, some wine. It really doesn't have to be that big. It just needs to be personal. Number six, please compliment her with detail. And the trick to this is that compliment her effort, not just her beauty. Your dress looks amazing. You look beautiful. I like how your makeup highlights your eyes. Pay attention to her effort. This last one may be more of a simple move, but actually hype her up before them.
What you mean?
A simple text message or a simple note saying that, listen, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to have this dinner with you. I want you to know that everything that I've said so far has nothing to do with impressing her with the money that you have, but showing her that you care through your actions. And it is perfectly fine if you can't do certain things that I've said here. Like, really do understand that sometimes effort isn't just about what you do on a date, it's also about what you do before you even see her. And also, it genuinely makes you unforgettable, because in that way you literally stand out.
When I saw that video on TikTok, I was drained by point number 3, and I'm a woman. So how much more do men feel when they watch such videos?
You were drained.
In the beginning, it always seemed like women were the ones that came with these standards and all these requirements that men need to do this and this and this in order for me to take him seriously, or in order for me to be impressed with him when he takes me out on a date. And we've already established that a lot of women were just doing too much when it comes to those requirements. They were just not being realistic, and it was very clear that they were not getting into these relationships or going on these dates for the right reasons. It was already clear that some women are not trying to find love, they are trying to find people to fund their lives, and they are trying to make content for Instagram and TikTok. So seeing men supporting and validating these materialistic standards is really disappointing, because it's setting us back. How are these women going to know that they are crazy? If men say you are so right, that is exactly what we need to do. That is exactly the standard that we should be placing on men. Yes, there are reasonable things that he mentioned that men need to do. Things like checking how she's going to get there. Do you need to Uber her or pick her up? Choosing a nice restaurant, complimenting. But I think everything else, like you must buy her a meal before the date, or you must pay for her nails, those things are not necessary. Also, we need to make it clear that this guy is talking about a woman that you do not know. It's not someone that you're already in a relationship with. It's not a date night suggestion. It's a, I don't know this woman, I'm trying to get to know her, I'm taking her out on a date, and those are the things that he's saying you should do for her. That's why I think it's a stretch. We all know that the standard of how a relationship is going to be is set in the very beginning. So how a man treats you in the very beginning is a standard.
And another thing, man, I feel like context is very important, bro. Hey, context is everything. It's like, yo, where did you even meet her to be like, you know, I'd be willing to do all these things? Because if y'all met like on a dating app, you know what I mean, like where not much information, like they may be lying, they may be a catfish, you know what I'm saying, and then you go out of your way to do all of that, man, at that point you deserve it. Facts. You deserve to be probably swindled or scammed or whatever. But you know what I mean, you know, more often, I mean, you know, a little bit of devil's advocate here. Like if y'all met before and kind of had a conversation, you kind of had an idea, you know, y'all did the formal introductions, maybe y'all was at the gym, maybe, you know what I'm saying, something like somewhere, like I don't know, at the mall, something. I don't know where people be bumping into each other, maybe at church, I don't know, you feel me? But then y'all met each other like the first time, and the initial time y'all got to like chop it up and have the conversation, you know what I mean, just small little intros here and there, you feel me, and just a little bit of an idea, what do you do, well, I do this and blah blah, and you know, do you got a family, you know what I'm saying, how attached are you to your people, and let me see how this person kind of just like receives love, like, you know what I'm saying? If y'all had like kind of like the space to clarify a little bit of those kind of details that may be addressed by me doing, you know, those chivalrous things. Do your homework. You know what I'm saying? If I get to doing those kind of things, I clearly must have had, if I'm a sensible human being and I'm a grown up about my shit, it's like I clearly must have had the space to receive the information with okay, cool. Even if maybe I didn't ask you directly, you feel me, when I was talking to you, but maybe on some level, at some angles, I got like some picture that could indicate, okay, what can I do to just like make the night more like kind of special, kind of, you know what I'm saying, though?
That he's setting for you of how he's going to treat you throughout the relationship. The way a woman treats you in the beginning, how she talks to you, the things that she expects from you, is a standard of how she's going to be with you throughout the relationship. So if you set this kind of standard, then you need to know that you will have to keep it up all the way through. And I love that there was a girl in the comments saying that guys, if you started in this way, please know that for the duration of a relationship, you're going to be doing this. Meaning every date or every time I want to do my nails, you will have to pay for it. Yes. You will always have to buy me food. And I don't think that is
no, that one I've been,
a man can pay.
Look, you see that right there, I've been in in agreement to that kind of thinking. I've been in resonance with that kind of thinking. It's like you set the standard from the jump, right? You set the standard from the get-go. You know what I mean? So how y'all set up those first dates and first little few times y'all link up, you feel me? Like that's finna be the standard, bro. You know, until further notice, until maybe, you know, a transformation happens and like, you know, no, this is not how we do things. We don't go to dates here, we do things like this. We just do quotas now. I'm saying it's rough, dog. Like I was just trying to impress, you know what I'm saying, the first few times we was linking, but then now it's like, yo, it's crazy. Now now just think for a homie, think for a brother. You know what I'm saying? I still gotta go back home and no, let me not. You know what I'm saying? But yes, the standard is set, you know, there by those first dates. I do agree with that. Yeah.
For your nails, but
I
it
hear
doesn't
that.
happen every month. That's why a lot of men end up with women that like them for the things they do for them, because you do too much too soon. If someone that doesn't know me from a bar of soap is already sending me money for nails, sending me money for the outfit, sending me money for food,
Exactly. I don't blame you for keep wanting those things.
those are the things that I will go and brag about to my friends and say, oh, my man, because he did those things.
Now I
if
feel
now
that.
it comes a time when we have to talk or there's no money on that month, then it's not going to feel the same because you attracted me with these things. So now I don't understand what we're doing if you're not doing those things. So if you lead with materials, then don't be surprised when women just want you for material things. What I think
You're gonna have to keep it up with materials.
Don't know, or someone that you're getting to know, is I want to go out on a date with you, I booked this restaurant, and you know that you're going to pay the food, obviously. And then you say, how are you going to get there? Do you want me to pick you up, or I can Uber you if you're not comfortable with me knowing where you live? And then she can say, oh, no, I drive my own car, so it's fine. Or, oh, yes, please, I would like to get an Uber. Sharp. But sometimes, even if you don't ask how she's going to get there, as long as she agreed, it means that she knows that she'll be able to get there. So for some men, if you ask her, great, perfect. But for some, even if you don't ask, her saying yes is already a sign that she can get there. But it's just courtesy for a man to just know if the woman will be able to get there safely and smoothly. Everything else pre the date is up to her. She has to make sure that she's got her hair done. If she wants to do her hair, her nails look good, because she's also trying to impress you. The fact that she said yes to a date with you, it means that she's open to also getting to know you. She's also attracted to you. So she also has to put effort on her side for you.
Facts.
So her doing her nails is a sign that, oh, okay, baby girl is trying to show me that, you know, she's that girl.
Baby girling.
She did her hair, she did her nails, look at her dress.
Baby girl.
So then you get to the restaurant, you have a conversation, you speak about things like, what do you like? What are your hobbies? What are your plans for the future? What do you do? Those are things that guy didn't even mention in the video. And he's talking about a date.
Baby girl, let me see you do your dance. Let me see you twirl.
Actually, therefore, because we are there to get to know each other, to see if we align, if there's compatibility, if there's chemistry. That's what we're there for. So if you're going to only stop at the things that you must do that are materialistic, then what are we doing? It shows us that we don't know why we're dating in the first place.
Exactly. What are we doing?
So if you keep pushing these ideas that are materialistic, pushing hypergamy in relationships, then you must not be surprised when relationships don't last, or relationships are just surface level and filled with vanity. The gift thing is also an extra. You don't really have to do that. You don't have to bring her a gift. If you want to bring her flowers, you can bring her flowers. You can do that. But I don't think that it's necessary. It's not a must. Like, if you don't do that, then it means that he doesn't care or he doesn't like you. I don't think so at all. So if you want to bring her flowers, you can do that. There was one time when I was going on a date with someone and when they came to pick me up, they had flowers and chocolate on the passenger seat. Okay. I was like, yo, that was really, really nice. I'm not gonna lie. But if he didn't do that, I wasn't gonna think, oh, he doesn't care, or he doesn't give me, you know, that standard that I want. I wasn't gonna think that. So you being there, making sure that she got for the bill, making sure that she goes home safely, I think is good enough. I'm not gonna lie. I think that is good for a first date even.
Oh, nice.
Then second date you can introduce things like flowers, and maybe can I pick you up now because now you guys have gotten to know each other better, so maybe she's comfortable with you.
Flowers or a loaf of bread. Look, I'm just saying, like, it's like I'm thinking also in the sense of, you know what I'm saying, people that think a certain way. I feel like they shouldn't be mothers on in a sense, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like the toxic like, it's like you can think to yourself, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to drop names, but you can think to yourself, like a person that thinks like this, now they fit enough to be a mother, because now you can guide a young baby girl, you know what I'm saying, to grow up and develop into a woman that values the proper things, bro, and doesn't sweat the unnecessary things. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a W mindset. Like, I fuck with like how, you know, CK's breaking it down here too. You feel me? Facts.
You are in a relationship with this person, and it doesn't mean that you're gonna do that every time. Sometimes your girl is gonna be the one that says, let's go out on a date, I'm going to pay, because we understand how relationships go.
For real?
So if you set the standard that I will provide for your life from the minute you wake up to the minute you sleep, whenever I'm there, you do not have to think, you do not have to put any effort, then you must know that that's how you're gonna carry out the relationship, and that is not realistic, because you will fail. You will definitely fall short, and she's going to say you changed. At the end of the day, you want the relationship to be mutual. You want the person to put as much effort as you're putting. You want them to be as interested as you are. You want them to want the same things that you want. It's not a one-sided thing. So if you introduce it as a one-sided thing, it's going to stay that way. If a woman that you don't really know, that you're still pursuing, doesn't want to continue to date you just because you didn't bring her flowers, or you didn't pay for her nails and her dress, or buy her a meal before the date, my brother, you are better off without that woman, because she's not there for the right reasons. She's not there for you. She's there for what you can do for her. And that's the downfall of a lot of women, especially the women on social media that are popular on social media. They're too busy trying to keep up this thing that
too easy, too easy.
I get this, he pays for this, he pays for that.
Too easy.
That they struggle to build genuine relationships, and that's why a lot of them are single. That's why a lot of them are unmarried, because their priorities are in the wrong place. Men don't encourage hypergamy. Even if you have money and you can do these things, it costs you nothing to do these things. Do not lead with those things, because it will not end well for you. These kind of videos are dangerous, because even girls in high school have these kind of standards when it comes to dating. How can you expect the same guy who's in the same grade as you, in grade 11, to pay for your nails, to buy you food before the date?
I'm confused. On top of that, like, girlfriend allowance, bro. What's going on with these kids? Like,
you should go for older men,
30-year-olds,
28-year-olds that are able to do those things, because those men are working.
You know what I'm saying?
So our young girls are no longer attracted to their age mates, because we have set unrealistic standards. They don't know that we're not talking to them. We're talking to people who are working, to adults, people in their 20s, 30s. Those are the people we are talking to. They don't know that. They are just seeing a video and say, yeah, this guy said you must buy for me food before I get there, you must pay for my nails, you must do this. If you don't do that, that means you're not a man, and
it's over with. Look, bro, like, I'm in agreement, and I'm actually, you know, it's a W video right here. If you want to tap in, check it out. You know what I'm saying? It's CK right here. This is how you spell it, real quick. This is how you spell it right here. Feel me? This is it. CK. You know what I'm saying? W video. And I'm actually surprised that guys like the guy that was exhibited in the beginning still exist. So, you know what I mean? I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, it's just mans be doing too much. Man them be doing too much. You feel what I'm saying? Alright, cool. Now, you know, brought to you by my boy Astral Dior Plus. Feel me? Astral Dior Plus. We got every single time Aisha Curry disrespected STEPH. I'm saying, by my man's Astral Dior, bro. We got Astral's library. Let's get into it.
And today, we're reacting to every time Aisha Curry disrespected STEPH.
Let's go.
Bro, why does this have to happen, bro? It's actually very
Jesus.
Like, you understand who your person is, who your partner is.
Clearly not.
Certain things don't get took there. Being mindful and understanding, bro. Nothing's worse than you just embarrassing your significant other online. Come on, man. Let's get into it, bruh. Put this social media Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5, 6 p.m. Let's.
So throughout my time on Earth, I've gotten to see some of the greatest athletes ever. And sometimes a single individual comes around and changes the game altogether. Someone comes in and dominates in such a way that has you contemplating self-deletion as you hear this against your team.
What?
Wow!
Steph Curry, the greatest three-point shooter of all time. I hate to say it, but he, Kevin Durant, and the Golden State Warriors are the sole reason I checked out on the NBA back in around 2018. That is simply how dominant they were. And I don't know if it's just like a light skin thing, as if they are required to go through a humiliation ritual to obtain.
Don't do that. 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 Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do
It's
what?
not your place. Don't do that.
Don't do
You don't know
what?
the history. You don't understand. Don't do that. No.
Oh.
And don't just put that on don't just put that on all of us like that, because that's not how that works. This is a person to person, human to human. There's plenty of people that went outside, bro. Humiliation, Richard. Don't do that, bro. It's a plan. Piss me off, bro. I'm about to cut this shit off.
Obtain their powers. But I liken Steph to both Patrick Mahomes and Will Smith.
Is Will Smith? That look lighter than he normally is, bro. I don't think Will Smith light skinned, bro.
What? No, he is, nigga. What you mean? He's the son of a mixed pair.
That nigga is light skinned, ain't he?
What the hell, nigga? You ain't on like.
That nigga more. He brown, ain't it?
Bro, he like you, bro. He like you, bro.
That nigga more brown.
No, he got your shade, bro.
We all know
he a bit darker than Steph, but he got your shade, man.
Time, Brittany was embarrassing him with countless tweets.
Hey man, Dior, nigga, what's up? Nigga, do your homework, nigga. What's going on? You not looking too good out here, bro. Damn, my boy ain't looking too good out here, bro.
That's on him.
What you mean?
For being with this woman. I know she's shown signs already. I've never even seen this relationship before, but I could tell from what I'm looking at right now that she already out of pocket.
What?
Now, to be completely fair to her, I feel like she has calmed down with most of that and really distanced herself from the sideshow brother.
I can see Timo is a very small, tiny little character.
No! I thought Bro, this has been happening.
Man.
Let me just shut my stupid ass.
Bro, how you always on the account that's not premium, bro? Bro, you always like these days, man. Come on, bro. These days you be caught slipping. I ain't gonna lie, you be caught slipping, bro. We be catching you slipping out in these streets, bro.
Sorry, guys.
Come on. Nah, but you good though. You good.
Play the video. Damn.
Nah, chill out though. Now I feel like your consistency, man, and the type of work that you put out is pleasing enough that we can overlook this kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? This and my battery. I don't know, man. Do your homework. If you know, you know. The battery joint. Hey, man. At this point, the battery thing is actually kind of your brand. That shit is on brand. Nigga, at this point, just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put out battery packs as part of your merch package, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying? Sponsor niggas with free batteries, bro, for the cameras. You know what I'm saying? That's like value. That's on brand type of value that you can provide to your customers. I ain't gonna lie.
His legacy was
I will not tell you no
wife
lies.
loves to emasculate him every chance she gets.
Would you say she has been instrumental?
This is a sad ass, real sorry ass video though. I remember this.
I would say don't just start filming me.
Oh my god.
Without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Astaire, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
And we have also talked in the
Facts. Would you say that? Stop. Why are you recording me? Don't do this.
past how Steph's wife Aisha is yet another one of these women who does this exact.
And why is that got posted too? Like, why did that end up still getting posted? I'm still dealing with foolishness. Bro, she would piss me off every day.
Same thing. I think the downfall really began the night of June 16th, 2016, when LeBron would score 41 points, evening up the NBA Finals at 3 games apiece, before eventually coming back in historic fashion from being down 3-1 to Steph Curry and the Warriors. Following that night, Ayesha would tweet that the NBA was rigged, and that she had just witnessed—
Wow, I've lost all respect. Sorry, this is absolutely rigged for money. Or ratings. I'm not sure which. I won't be shocked. Just saw it live. Sorry. What? Why are you saying that? Get up. What are you doing? Shut the fuck up. Yo, she's annoying.
it with her own 2 eyes.
She is annoying, bro.
To me, this was the first sign that she was beyond willing to speak her mind, no matter what the cost and how it could affect her husband and his career.
NBA's
Keep in
rigged.
mind, Steph has always kept his head down and his nose clean. Like, I'm talking about absolutely no scandals on or off the court, while also pocketing a cool $1 billion alone.
That must be AI. Pretty God, that's AI.
And I feel like when Steph
that
was
twerking
first
section,
going off, really making a name
that's
for himself,
definitely AI.
everyone loved
I
his
hope.
family. He was bringing out the baby to the press conference. The wife
looks so young in that
was doing the cooking
video.
show. But it was simply not enough for Ayesha, and over time, it's really just gotten more and more embarrassing. First, 6 years ago, we had this clip from the Red Table Talk, where relationships go to die. Ayesha went on there with the Sith Lord herself, and also Steph's mother of all people, and she had this to say about yearning for attention from other men. Because there are women out there constantly thirsting over her husband.
She was at the Red Table Talk?
Some of that same lust.
Something that really bothers me and like honestly has given me a—
She playing though. She's playing because you're right. That's still Steph Curry.
sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, like there are all these women like throwing themselves, but me, like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're
Like,
not looking.
What?
You're not
Like,
looking. You're not even. But I'm gonna tell you something.
Now
she almost started crying.
What the fuck?
And then everybody else started to validate what she was saying.
That was a weird
wasn't
clip.
saying. I mean, I guess she was. Was that live? We couldn't have cut that out. Like the mom could have stepped to the side, like, "Hey, whoa, that's not the one." You know what I'm saying? And I think every woman wants to feel like, you know, they're attractive. Not necessarily they even saying like, I guess if we put it from a male perspective, right? As guys, we might be in a relationship, but does it feel good whenever somebody try to like hit on you and you're like, nah, I'm straight, you know what I'm saying? Because you just know you're attractive. Now, that's just something that is a within kind of thing, and I guess the validation does feel good, but for your wife to come on here and say this on a post, like I don't have that much male validation that she might, you know what it is? She's also looking at the internet too, looking at other women and seeing the male validation that they get and feeling like, you know, wow, look at that, like people actually think they look good. She just wants to feel.
Okay, look, my bad, dog, for cutting you off right there. I just want to say something real quick. I feel like, you know, like doing the right thing. I don't know why I'm getting this kind of, you know, realization, but doing the right thing may feel pressure. It may feel like pressure, right? In the sense that it may feel like, yo, you are not getting that male attention, male whatever, right? And the fact that they was telling her, no, you're not looking in the right spaces, you're not looking in the right directions. Maybe she was doing the right thing by not looking in the right directions, so that she doesn't notice this attention, because she might just fall for the temptation. So it's not something that she gotta even cry about. I feel like if anything, it's something that she's supposed to be proud of. Oh yeah, I'm not getting this, you know, male attention. I mean, the thing is, I'm not even too sure, like, if on that clip they were still married, she was still Steph Curry's wife. I mean, are they still married? Like, I'm not even too sure at this point. Like, divorce rates and, you know, marriages, they just fly out the window like nobody business these days. You know what I'm saying? Left, right, and sideways. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute people's is married, next week, nigga, next month, nigga, 2 days later, by next weekend, it's a divorce. It's the divorce chat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even too sure if they still are married, but right there, bro, it's like you gotta be proud of the fact that, yo, I'm not seeing this attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm not receiving this attention because I'm not looking. Yes, that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It just shows that you're on the straight and narrow because you and your energy and yourself is only reserved for your husband, bruh. Like, what are we talking about? Why are we even crying? That's why I'm like, yo, you probably must be crying because they probably... Are they even still married? Bro, hold on. Co-pilot Z, my boy. Co-pilot, I need you right now. What's up?
Hey there, I'm right here. What's on your mind?
Yo, is Ayesha Curry and Steph Curry still married?
Yes, Ayesha Curry and Steph Curry are still married. They've recently been in the news discussing aspects of their relationship, but they're together.
Okay. Thanks, brother. Whoa, and that's even more crazy. That's even crazier to read, to like find out, to learn. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she was... How the hell are you damn near crying talking about I don't get no male attention, but you're a whole married ass woman, bruh? I don't get it, bruh. Bro, I'm starting to feel like, you know, some women just like how some women don't deserve to be mothers. Facts. Let's just face facts. There's women that just don't deserve to be wives. They just can't because of the fact that you can't. You probably just have maybe a fantastical idea, like an esoteric idea. You know what I'm saying? But not a real one about how, you know, how to be a wife, how to go about living your humanness as a woman that's married to another man. Within, you know what I'm saying? Within context of the modern standard of being somebody's wife. Like, come on, bro, you chose that. So how is that like now burdening you so bad? You're on, you know, live TV, well, post-produced TV, but you know, oh man, come on, crying that you don't get no male attention. It doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna lie, it does not make sense, man.
Sexy, you know what I'm saying? You can say sexy. She just wants to feel sexy, I guess.
Come on,
and she
dog.
feels like that's where it comes from. You know
From getting all that
and
attention.
I guess maybe for a lot of her life, she didn't receive
Different men's attention. You're not supposed to. Don't you get it? You're married.
a lot of that.
What?
But I mean, she's
Bro, hell nah.
attractive woman, I guess. Hey, before we get back into the video, I gotta doc you go certain I'm saying free.
Next to her is downright insane to me. She
use my link or QR code, you get $5 bonus to get you started, bro. Go ahead, get to it. Let's do it.
Her
Yeah,
saying
do it.
all that while Curry's mom is sitting right next to her is downright insane to me. She even tries to save her by saying, "Oh, you're not looking for that girl. What does it matter?"
Yeah.
Something wrong with
You're
me?
not,
like,
you're not looking.
what?
You're not
Like,
looking.
And keep in mind, they did get married fairly young. So
No, I did as think that you're not looking means you're just not looking, you know, at the right direction. Meaning you're not looking where the attention is. You clearly are getting the attention. It's just you're not seeing it because you're not looking the right direction. That's what I'm receiving, right? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, bro. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, I'll openly admit it. But that's what I'm getting right there. And based off of that, that's why I did that little, you know what I'm saying? Just being on her head there a little bit, right?
So maybe she did not get to experience all of the things that she wanted to, but saying that you crave the attention of other men when you're already a mother and a wife for years at that point is...
It's like, come home, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doing?
That's what I'm saying.
strange. And something that she really
Damn.
should have kept to herself or talked about in private. And that is really going
Facts.
to be a running theme in this video. You know, it's not like it's wrong to have feelings because relationships are complicated and they go through various stages. But hey, here comes Jada to give her some advice.
Because I dealt with that for years too, like, and I was young, like you.
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh my
not
God, I mean.
because I don't want it, but
Yeah.
it'd be nice to know that, like, someone's looking.
But when you're ready.
No, you see what I'm saying? That's what she's like. It would be nice to know that somebody's looking, bro. Your whole mother-in-law is next to you. What kind of culture is this, dog? What is society coming to?
Thank you. Yeah,
What?
She has some. She knows what the hell she's talking about. Like, hey, you were playing.
Right, that can get real dangerous. Don't ever think for 1 minute that it ain't some men out there looking at you like I wish.
Honestly.
And I'm gonna tell you who knows that more.
But that's not supposed to be validating, bro. That's supposed to be scary. That's supposed to be threatening. What do you mean men are like I wish? Can't they see this ring on his finger? Tell him leave me alone, nigga. Tell him, nigga, fuck him, nigga. Damn. It's not supposed to be validating. I'm sorry, bro. If you married, you think you're supposed to think like this? Man, you deserve all the complications that's finna come, you know, to your marriage about this whole kind of decision making. Facts. What are you talking, bro? It's Jada Pinkett again. My bad. It's just a waste of energy, bro. Crashing out over like a woman that thinks like Jada Pinkett is crashing out about like nothing at all, bro. It's a waste of energy.
Yeah, so Curry's mom even tells her.
Come on, man.
That's an annoying woman right there. Bro.
Like this is a
man. Come
She
on.
should just be single. She should just live her life. Like
dangerous line to walk.
But when you get dangerous.
That don't make sense though.
This instance of embarrassment would occur on yet another daytime talk show, The Real. This clip does go viral time and time again because of what happens after they bring out this old up shirtless dude named Marcel.
Marcel.
it's not even a good joke.
Bro, these women are a bunch of gooner females, bro. Like, do your homework, man. Run this video back. In the first segment of the video, we talk about female gooners. Nigga, do your homework, bro. I feel like these is a bunch of women that facts for real. These what's this girl talk chat? What? That's the example.
Not even a good joke.
Is it a joke?
And with this Vegeta hairline and just this nigga swole. Like it's not even a good joke, bro.
This guy gotta go probably take care of his grandkids. Don't he got like grandkids to go take care of out here shirtless? You know what I'm saying? To a bunch of just like gooner ass females, like
it's embarrassing.
Old ass It is embarrassing.
Why are you doing that? Has Steph ever been like, yo, stop playing with me? Stop playing with me.
I think he doesn't do it enough.
Stop playing with me. You can't do stuff like that. You cannot do that.
He doesn't do it enough.
Stop it. Stop.
Man, come on, bro.
Has he done that yet?
No, he doesn't do it enough. Somebody gotta get upside his head, man. God damn. Fucking smack that shit into him. Jeez, bro.
Now the hand gesture there is just absolutely
oh
diabolical.
My god.
And I get that she's like joking.
Hand gesture?
Now the hand gesture.
I think that guy might be married to a gooner, dog.
And I get that.
It's just maybe Steph doesn't feed into the gooner aspect that she has, the gooner thirst and desire that she got. Steph doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't satisfy that, and nah, she's crashing out about it. Damn near.
From some cocktail waitress on a podcast.
That's
I
crazy.
think that both women and men would think that shit is pretty wild. And it's funny how it's always another woman on the show who immediately sees what she's doing as crazy and tries to get her to stop. And during this same interview, she would also go on to put Steph's love for feet on display.
For feet?
Oh
I'm
my
serious.
god, please.
This is gonna turn into a whole other thing, but my husband really loves my feet.
Oh, I love that.
And so, like, the light was hitting him just right that day. And so I was like, let me just snap this photo and send him a picture of my feet. So I always say, like, when he says to send nudes, like, that's what he's getting.
Oh my god, another disrespectful. Bro, how do you just reveal that your husband eats feet, bruh? Steph eats feet, bruh. It's like, oh my god. Oh my
Picture of my bare feet.
Nobody was supposed to know that. What? It's like saying, yo, my husband, oh, this is so cute, but my husband eats my ass. Look at how he's doing it. And like, you know what I'm saying? You see how she got the picture of the feet? Oh, he loves my feet. Like, okay, we know he probably like sucks on them. But then now imagine if he ate your ass. Like, oh, my husband really is into my ass. Look at this. And then you like got your rim all open in front of people to see on your camera roll. And you're like, no, he eats it. That's so cute. It's the same thing. Obviously, it's not like the letter that I just mentioned is not real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, like, yo, you wouldn't, you know, bump into anything like that happening where it's normal to literally go on a show like this and share probably naked content of you. But yo, I pray I'm long away from this earth, long passed on from this earth by the time that's normalized. But it's kind of like the same thing. Nobody needs to know that. That's my point. Nobody needs to know that. Your man can be into eating your ass. You know what I'm saying? You don't share that. Like, especially on like a TV, like public TV broadcast type platform. Like, what are we doing?
And like I said, there was nothing inherently wrong with him beating his meat to feet, but some things are once again better kept private.
That's what I'm saying. Good.
He likes feet.
Man, come
And with
on.
these latest antics, it's really only gotten
Let me go ahead and tag this
As a
degenerate
couple
females. Come on.
Talk shows no more, bro. You can't go in them talk shows no more, man. You don't know how to fucking control yourself.
weeks back, Aisha went on the Call Her Daddy podcast to talk about how she has felt discontent with her life as a mother from time to time, and how it's basically hard to deal with her not being the star of the show.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So, I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals, and I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
And it's fine to look back in retrospect and acknowledge hard moments where maybe you question your life path or your decisions, or maybe even your identity, but later she says this is something that still bothers her till this day.
But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom.
Oh, this when this
video
video surfaced, right?
And I need to get my shit together
Ooh.
and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing?
And the thing to me is, like, she is a very successful person on her own merit. Like, don't get me wrong, being his wife likely opened most of these doors for her in these situations.
Likely. Absolutely did.
But she also
Absolutely,
hit home runs
nigga.
with her opportunities, having several very successful restaurants. She has also been highlighted time and time again on magazines and even having her own TV shows. I'm just saying, it's not like she's some silent woman.
Yeah, like that doesn't facts. That does not, like, because I was about to make the point before I even saw like that right there. I was about to make the point like, okay, I get what she's saying in regards to, like, you know, I can see how being a mom could be like, all right, damn, I don't have time for my own goals. I don't have time for my own things. I can't do this, that, and the third. But it's not for her. That's not the case. She has all these things, like, but you are doing
But you
what
chose
you're
it.
supposed to do when you have children, especially 4 of them.
Yeah, you chose to be a mother.
Like, you can talk about it.
But it's not even about like you chose to be a mother or anything like that. But it's like you did have the capacity, though. You know what I'm saying? It's just like some things come at a cost when you are a mother. You know what I mean? Come at a very high cost.
And think about that, like you said, as your therapist, but you online talking about how you didn't want to be a mom, you ain't want to get married, and sometimes I'm sitting back like, damn, why the fuck did I even do this? Come on, bro. We gotta keep it, like, we gotta be more poised. We gotta be more thoughtful of our situation and the people that we represent. Just as you represent him, he represents you, as well as your children represents y'all. We gotta all be on the same team, bro.
Same page, yeah.
What Jason gonna say? You guarding? How you guarding somebody on your own team? And DDG said, "Cause maybe I want to score more points." That's Aisha. She want to score more points. How you gonna score more points than Steph Curry though?
Yeah.
How you gonna score more points than Steph Curry?
Steph Curry. He's one of the masters of scoring, nigga. Come on.
Corner only there to appease her
You can't get more than that, nigga.
She still
Boy.
comes off
Yeah,
as
that's a W
insecure,
analogy,
but
bro.
Then again, she did say that she thought that she would be the breadwinner, despite also knowing that Curry was going to be a high draft pick, making massive waves in college when they met.
I didn't know that he was gonna end up playing basketball. Like he said he wanted to be a high school basketball coach. Like I thought I was gonna be like the girl out there getting it. So I didn't know.
So is this jealousy?
I don't really understand how someone.
Imagine a world where you're seeing Steph Curry's your basketball coach, a high school. He wanted to be. That's crazy. He wanted to be a high school basketball coach. Ended up going to the NBA, being the greatest shooter of all time.
Bro,
that's insane. Imagine seeing Steph Curry at the grocery store just regular.
it's an amazing turn of events, man.
There's a lot of people that ended up being their reality. Their universe just didn't go that way. At least this timeline.
Can come off as someone grateful after having such a fortunate hand dealt to them in life. Like she has 1 million times the opportunity that other women have. I'm talking about nannies, endless therapy, countless money, and endless doors of opportunity being open to build an identity away from simply being a wife and mother, which it is very apparent to me that Steph has allowed her to explore. And yet she just comes out to crap on it every couple of years. I mean, to me, we all have a role to play in our life and our various relationships, and I don't know if she needed more dating experience or to get out the mud on her own, but to me, she really just...
Yeah, bro, I feel like she just fails to use the tools that are in her court. You know what I'm saying? She fails to use the type of balls that end up in her court. You know what I'm saying? The opportunities, you know what I mean, of being one of basketball's greatest shooters, the wife to that, right? Like that's like an opportunity that only a mind that can utilize it optimally, you know, can win. Only a mind that knows the value of what they have. Clearly she doesn't know the value of what she got. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's giving. Look at that. Even the co-hosts are like, what the hell is this woman talking about? You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, what is she talking about? Talk about, you know, she don't be getting no attention from no man. Blah, blah, blah. Come on. And, you know, people like Jada, degenerate ass. You know what I'm saying? Kind of just like enabling that. Just kind of, you know, validating the fact that no, you do. You know, you're supposed to be, if only you knew type shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, bro, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to if you're a married woman. What kind of advice is this? You know what I mean? So it's just about like knowing the kind of tools that you got at your disposal, bro, and using them the right way. Because you might take, come on, bro, you might take like something that's mad valuable and feed it to the swine. You know, take pearls and feed it to the swine. I don't know, like, yeah, that is a real saying. So, you feel me? Whereas somebody else can take something even as small or that appears to be less than what you got and literally spin that thing to be exponentially bigger than what you could, you know, manifest with your more life, right? I don't know how to put that. With your abundance, right? Somebody that has less can flip that less and make it exponentially more than your abundance. That's a bar. Write that down. Somebody write that down. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's crazy. That's actually crazy to realize that. Damn, there's actually human beings that think like this.
Special channel. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Great.
Let's go.
ADD, let do it.
Let do it.
Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of Terry Smooth. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And we gonna get into how to detach from unwarranted energies. How to detach from unwarranted energies. Because you live in a realm right now where it pretty much doesn't matter what you're trying to do. It's something that's have already been created. So there's already a mixture of energy signatures in there. And when we talk about spirits, we're all spirits. So there's spirits in 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional bodies. There's spirits in 3rd dimensional bodies. And they're all trying to utilize the energy signatures for what they want to utilize it for. So this puts us in a situation where we're at war for space. This is why space is most important. And not about space, how y'all looking at space. But think about, right? That could become more frustrating than anything. And think about life in general. Everything caused you to be smothered. Whether you're in a relationship too long, whether you've been working at a place too long, whether you've been doing anything too long, in some way, shape, or form, your spirit is going to make you consciously aware of it's being smothered and it's not moving. And your spirit is going to cause a catastrophic moment in your 3D physical yang life as an illusion, and it's going to attract and manifest people, places, and things around you to show you that you need to change your lifestyle in some way, shape, or form. AKA in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional realm, that means move your goddamn spirit, your space, to another astral location. Because we've been flying in this motherfucking rotation spiral too goddamn long, manifesting a bunch of dumb lights and stars, aka alignment, circumstances, and situations, and we tired of experiencing those goddamn circumstances. So you see what I'm saying? That's how your spirit talks to you. You know? So when we get into how to detach from unwarranted energies, we got to break down how you even got unwarranted energies attached to your ass in the first place, and then start getting attacked by other beings, because like I said, we are spirits. So you can have unwarranted energies on you, that a spirit within a body that will play out through your best friends or your family or whatever like that, and will come drain your ass and drink your ass just because you're willing to give off your energy to that energy signature that you're participating in. So, and if it's a unwarranted energy that you're participating in, then you're not going to do nothing but manifest more frustrations, and who's ever the intellectual property of that energy signature is going to reap the benefits of what's ever being manifested out of that on a positive end, and you're going to end up on a negative scale end when we talk about this. Now, let's talk about how you actually attain these things in the first place. Now, how you get unwarranted energies around you in the first place has to do with something that you're involved in, something that you're watching, something that you're thinking about, people, places, and things that you're communicating with. Now, aka information. So when you go through an experience and develop a certain amount of information, in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, that plays out as a light bulb, or emitting of light, or something like that, or a RAM, or an illusion. Now, the information, which light is, the information that's packed in that light that you emit off when you go through an experience, right? You create a conscious. Now, the information within that light is going to consist of the experience, everything within that experience. Now, this is what you need to understand. Light attracts other light. You know what I'm saying? Same way you see how the attraction works on Earth. Now, in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, light attracts other light. So when you create a light, aka have an imagination, have a thought, especially if it's an offspring of something you've been watching, or people you've been around, or certain moral systems and things of that nature, right? When you start to have your constructed idea, your own constructed idea about this thing, it creates a light in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. Now, light attracts other light. Now, when light get attracted to that light, like I said, light is information and illusion. So what gets manifested out of the attraction of lights that's getting attracted to your light can be people, places, and things, aka the illusion, the 3rd dimensional realm, things that could become solid and appear to be solid based upon how long that frequency been vibrating, aka how long you've been in that spiritual cycle in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional realm as that light bulb. You see what I'm saying? Now, the more experience, the more information you obtain in the 3rd dimension, the bigger the light that you're going to have in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, aka the more it's going to be attracted to it. You know what I'm saying? So you will be perceived as a mini star down here, but in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, you're just actually becoming to be seen, because there's so much different shit going on up there. So when we talk about that's the greater the light. Now, the more you ain't experienced shit, you're very unexperienced, you're real sheltered, you know what I'm saying, you got heavy moral systems, you're locked in someone else's theology and things of that nature, then your light going to be very small. So you have no movement in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension. So you're just washed up by anybody's wave who's more powerful than you, and anytime you get left off in a certain wave by yourself, you get very scared, and it'll play out in the 4th, 5th, it'll play out in the 3rd dimension as maybe you worrying, or having lack of faith, losing hope, you know, and things of that nature, and not having any type of higher metaphysic nature to attach yourself to and you're going to feel super separate and lost when you're down here. But when you talk about just the light that you emit itself, it attracts other light. Now, like I said, in the 3rd dimension, just think about how the things that you're watching, the things that you're into, the people that you're involved with, and then the mentality and the feelings and emotions you develop being around these things. Like I said, in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, you emit that light. Now, light attracts other light. Now, what's in that light is information. Now, if you're around a bunch of people, or do a bunch of things, or have a bunch of thoughts, or watch a bunch of things that doesn't necessarily support your true state of being, then guess what? You have attached a motherfucker energy to yourself, and these energies may play out negative, and they may play out through the people, places, and things, and the things that you are into in your 3rd dimensional life. And so a lot of times you may manifest scenarios and circumstances and be like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? I ain't do nothing today or whatever like that. See, a lot of times, 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional wise, things are already taking place before they even become solid in the 3rd dimension. So you could be manifesting scenarios in your life based upon what the fuck you watch, based upon who you talk to and what kind of conversation y'all had that day, based upon what the fuck you was into on social media today or yesterday. Believe that, and think about how much energy you put into it, aka how long, how much period of time you will pay attention to something. That's how much light you emit. So a lot of times, the bigger the light you emit in the 3rd dimension, it may not play out to a few days or a week later, but it play out as a big ass, like y'all seen the Infinity War and with the fucking Avengers and shit, and fucking Thanos threw the motherfucking moon at was Iron Man. He threw the fucking moon at Iron Man and Doctor Strange and shit. Yeah, that's how it would be in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, like with your ass. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta pay attention to that. You don't want no big ass light ball crashing into your light based upon the circumstance and the situation that you are in. So when we talk about detaching from certain energies, how you obtained it in the first place is based upon the things that you're into. So like, you could be watching something that don't even really resonate with your state of being, but you might justify it because it's entertaining. Now here's what you need to understand. This world is an illusion, so you're supposed to program the system. So you come up with your own feelings and thoughts on why you like something. The moment you like something based upon other people, the moment you think something is going to work for you based upon because you think it worked for other people, the moment that you're going to experience all the negative attributes when it comes to that. So I don't care if it's Love and Hip Hop, I don't care what the fuck the TV show, you make sure you come up with your own. Like, say you work all day, right? And then that's your only form of enjoyment, right? That's a proper way to indulge, you know, because everything is a demiurge. That's what you need to understand in this realm, because you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Without no demand. But for the most part, that would be a proper way to do it. But say you just want to do that, watch that all day because you bored and you think everybody else watch it all day and you want to keep up with it. You ain't even got really your own true nature. You might be the same person that go to work with the person who want to watch it when they get off. But the way you looking, you might work at the same job as them, but the way you look at it is in the spectrum of you just want to watch it because it's something to talk about at work, you know what I'm saying, or something to talk about at school or wherever you at. So at the same time, you're participating in the energy in the negative end of the demiurge, you know what I'm saying, because it's not something that's helping your state of being. It's something that you're just indulging in because it's part of what we are doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And what everybody else is participating in. So that's what you got to keep in mind. That's the negative end of the demiurge. You know what I'm saying? Watching something purely because it's popular or something like that, but you don't have your own awareness or state of being on why you are indulging in it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you could get lost and lose concepts and end up giving off energy signatures of being a follower and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. Now, but that's how you attach unwarranted energies to yourself, you know what I'm saying, based upon the things you're watching and how you're watching it and what's on your mind when you're watching and the people, places, and things you are around and the concepts and the feelings and emotions that you are developing within these experiences. So that's how you are. And just think about it. We are in a realm right now where you pretty much can't do anything that doesn't involve a pre-existing energy to it without some type of other spirits that's trying to utilize it also. You see what I'm saying? So now let's get into how to detach from these things, because you know what I'm saying, it plays out in a lot of different scenarios when you get to this area. Now, pardon me, how to detach from unwarranted energies. First of all, you got to pinpoint where you got it from in the first place. Now here's where you need to start being spiritually inclined, and here's where watching Archangel Uriel videos can start kicking in, or any metaphysics or astrology, anybody on the internet who's teaching this kind of shit. Or you know, you wouldn't be gravitating towards those things if your spirit wasn't looking to be enlightened in some way, shape, or form, or if it wasn't already more enlightened than your current surroundings or the people you're around anyway. So when we start to talk about detaching from unwarranted energies, first of all, you got to pinpoint. And once you start getting spiritually inclined, you're going to start knowing what I mean when I say pinpoint, because it's going to be certain things that you were heavily into that you're going to have a whole new perception about anyway.